All right, we've got all of our candidates up. Looks like we're ready to get going. If I can get a little silence in the room. We are going to proceed with the same format as before. Each candidate is going to have 2 minutes to respond to 4 questions. They will have 2 minutes to give opening statements and 2 minutes to give closing statements. We're going to rotate the order of response, just as in our previous panel. And we are going to go ahead and start off with Mr. Marshall Blasovsky. And if you would like to give your opening statement.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Marshall Blasovsky, and I wanted to wish you all a happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm from Boston, and St. Patrick's Day is a really big day in Boston. So in Boston, I have a chemistry degree from Northeastern University. After that, I got a Master of Public Health from Boston University, and then we decided to move, and I became a physician assistant. I was in the second class of physician assistants, and it was a new profession. I moved to California here with my wife, and have been living in California since 1982, and moved to the Bixby Knolls area and Cal Heights area, and I've been very active in community activities. I just want to go back a little bit and just say, October 9th, 2007 was a very important day for LBCC. That was the day a 20,000 square foot automotive, mechanic, aerospace, and hybrid technology building was dedicated. The ribbon cutting was cut on that day, and that building was opened up. And yet, if we count just 6 years later, we only have 30 seconds, on January 23rd of last year, that building those programs were closed, and that building built with our taxpayer money, with our proposition bonds, was closed. And I think that was definitely something that motivated me to run for this office. Thank you.
Thank you, Marshall. Now on to Stella for your opening statement.
Hello, everybody. Thank you to the Community Engagement Club and to everyone that came out tonight to listen to about why we're all running. I'm running because I have a vision that every person, every individual has the opportunity to achieve innovative education here at LBCC at a quality, affordable rate, in an attainable manner, and so that they can help to support their families and get back on their feet and help their communities regrow and help to rebuild the middle class. Why is this important to me? Because back in 2008, I was one of those millions of Americans that lost everything, right? I had a very nice job. I spent 25 plus years in corporate America. I had my degree in organizational management. I trained hundreds, if not thousands of people to become better leaders. And I lost all of that. And I'm sure that many of you in this audience have that same experience or know someone that experienced that same situation. So it was then that I made that commitment and my spouse and I both made that commitment that we were not going to become victims. We were going to become agents of change. We were going to make sure to help others rebuild and to build those necessary skills to get back on their feet. That's why I'm running for Board of Trustees. Let me quickly ask the audience, how many of you in here, show of hands, have I worked with on a local initiative that was critical to our community? Just real quick, show of hands. Thank you very much. Confirms that I have been an agent of change in this community, and that's why I'm running for Board of Trustees to continue that journey of creating positive change for my community. Thank you.
Thank you, Stella. Now, Greg Slaughter, your opening statement.
Thank you. Good evening. I thank the Nolan City College Community Engagement Club for sponsoring the debate. At Nolan City College, so many important issues are at stake. I am the best qualified candidate to address these issues in District 5. I'm a retired college professor here at Long Beach City College, a retired police lieutenant, a retired military veteran of both the Navy and the United States Coast Guard. I earned my bachelor's and master's degrees at California State University, Dominguez Hills. I'm also a graduate of the FBI National Academy. I am endorsed by your faculty, adjunct faculty, and classified staff unions, as well as many of your key student leaders. I am also endorsed by the Long Beach Police Officers Association, the Association of Los Angeles Deputy Sheriffs, the Lakewood Chamber of Commerce, the National Nonpartisan Latino Peace Officers Association, among many other endorsements. I oppose the two-tier tuition system, unlike my opponent. I will work to restore our gutted vocational programs, unlike my opponent. I will bring and embrace shared governance and open transparency at Long Beach City College. I have run a clean political campaign, unlike my opponent. I will listen and act on your concerns. Remember, as a friend told me, education is a human right for all, not a privilege for the few. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg Slaughter. Now on to Jeffrey Kellogg for your opening statement.
Actually running my own timer also. How many students are here tonight? Show of hands. Very good. Congratulations. That's fantastic. I am Jeff Kellogg. My background is I was born and raised in Bixby Knolls, attended the local schools at Longfellow, Hughes, Jordan before coming to Long Beach City College for a short period of time, and then headed off to University of Oregon. I'm actually a member of the Hall of Fame somewhere on those pictures on those walls. I'm also, in my professional life, I started after college, I was a manual laborer working in the oil fields. And then eventually, which is a weird bridge over, but for the last 8 years, I've been doing 4 community colleges in the state of California, educational facility, master planning. Worked on 20 college campuses in the past 5 years. So it gives me a very different perspective professionally, as well as what I do in a personal life as a member of the board. My endorsements, as was mentioned also, I have been endorsed by Beverly O'Neill, former president here, mayor, Don Knabe, LA County Supervisor, former Governor George Deukmejian. I've also been endorsed by the council members from the areas that our areas overlap, and that's Steve Neal in the 9th District, City Council District, and Al Austin in the 8th District, as well as the Long Beach Press-Telegram and the Long Beach Register. I really look forward to answering some questions. I'm also actually looking forward to, as a member of the board that's sitting here, I realize there's going to be 2 new members that are going to be showing up at the board if I'm successful working with those individuals. So I look forward to hearing how they look at the issues. I look forward to also hopefully having an opportunity to answer some questions and get rid of some misguided information that's out there as well. So thank you all very much for the opportunity, and I look forward to your questions.
Thank you, Jeffrey Kellogg. Now on to Sunny Zia for your opening statement.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to Civic Engagement Club for hosting. You could be elsewhere on St. Patrick's Day, but you're here, and I really appreciate that. So my story is not unlike many of your stories, the student stories. I'm a first-generation immigrant that left a war-torn Iran, came here in pursuit of my American dream of access to affordable education. And because of that dream, because of this great nation giving me that opportunity, I achieved my master's in environmental engineering and civil engineering, and I am the contract compliance manager at the Port of Long Beach, the 2nd largest seaport in the nation, and I oversee $4 billion of contracting practices over the next 10 years and manage public funds, billions of public funds. The reason I'm running is because I believe in my heart of hearts that access to affordable education is at risk because of the passage of AB 955 and the implementation of it in the only college in the entire state, which is Long Beach City College. I plan to end that. I also look forward to working with the community, the board, and the students to serve them and make sure that we increase our graduation and transfer rates, we expand on job training programs, we invest in them and the classrooms, and make sure our tax dollars are spent wisely. I am honored to have the support and the endorsement of the faculty and the staff and our student trustee, Andrea Donato. And it is my pleasure to be able to be part of this amazing journey, to work with them and work with all of you to be able to serve, because I believe in my heart of hearts that education shouldn't be this business of haves and have-nots and a toll road for the wealthy. And I will continue to serve that mission, and I will be honored to be your next trustee. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunny Zia. Now on to Virginia Baxter for your opening statement.
Good evening. My name is Jenny Baxter, and I have spent my entire academic career, 41 years, at Long Beach City College. I started out as an hourly faculty in the history department. I taught hourly. I was a freeway flyer like a lot of our other hourly faculty. I taught here and at Glendale College. I was very, very lucky because in 1975 I received a contract as a contract teacher. I have been a teacher and a member of the union for 20 years, teaching history, U.S. history and history of American women, but I also have been a student activities advisor, a scholarship coordinator, the scholarship coordinator, and then in 1990, I took over the reins as executive director of the Long Beach City College Foundation. I was asked by former President Beverly O'Neill to take over the foundation when she became president of the college. I am most proud of my role in raising over $6 million for the Long Beach College Promise. What we do is we use the money, the interest from the $6 million to fund scholarships. And almost $1 million has already been spent towards students providing access through this. 5,600 students who graduated from the Long Beach Unified School District and came their first semester at LBCC was paid for by the Long Beach City College Foundation. And I'm very proud of that. I also believe I have the best perspective as a board member because I have devoted my entire life to Long Beach City College, and I can make my decisions based on my experience and my knowledge. I know most people on campus. I'm a team player, I'm a problem solver, and my idea is to build consensus and to work together after receiving input. Thank you.
Thank you, Virginia Baxter. We will now move on to question number 1. This question will be directed to Stella Ursua to begin. The question is, a number of students have remarked that negative dialogue and hostile body language at board meetings indicate a lack of respect and reflect a poor relationship between the board and many of the members of the LBC community, including students. What will you do to ensure that these meetings are respectful and to bolster your relationship with the LBCC community?
You know, I spent over 25 years in HR and training functions. I built training infrastructure from the ground up, training curriculum, training modules. I have trained adults my entire life. And it seems to me like there is a need for some team building, managing change, and some emotional intelligence training there so that these meetings are more respectful and that everyone is treated in a fair and civil manner. I don't believe that there's a need for either side to go to that level, to start to become disrespectful. But I think that results when there isn't clear communication to the community members, to the students, to faculty. And so one of the things that I would try to do is to share both the bad news and the good news. Be honest about it. I've been interviewing a lot of stakeholders, a lot of students, faculty, and one of the students that I interviewed said, you know what, just be honest with us. We know that you're only one person. You can't change everything on this board. You can't change the entire environment, but be honest. Fight for us when you can, and be honest when the news isn't good. And so those are the things that I would try to do is up front, just make that information available. Let students and faculty know about the difficult decisions and ensure that the community is involved in that process as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Stella. Greg, on to you.
It's very apparent that the current members of the Board of Trustees have forgotten one fundamental fact. That one fundamental fact is that they represent the representatives of the district that they were voted from. As I attended the Board of Trustees meetings, when we had the conversation about cutting the vocational programs, every single member that got up and spoke in opposition to that cut. One member got up and spoke in favor of it. The board ignored all of us because the decision had already been made to cut the programs. When they had the two-tier tuition system, every single person that was there and students from other colleges came in and spoke against the implementation of AB 955. The decision was already made before we even spoke. The community was not listened to at either of those meetings. And anyone that attends the meetings can see the hostility that is thrown at our current member, Board of Trustee student member, and the past student trustee board member. Those representatives represent the voice of the students. The community has been ignored. The faculty has been ignored. Shared governance is a joke around Long Beach City College because our opinions are not respected. So when I'm elected to the Board of Trustees on April 8th, there will be a fundamental change. I will listen to the representatives in the community of the 5th District as well as the other districts. I will listen to the students. I will listen to the faculty. I will listen to the staff. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. Jeffrey, your question.
I really can't answer the part about my body language or if it's directed towards me or whoever on the board, so I'm going to get to the important part, and that's the very end, on how we build better relationships. When you've had a bad budget since 2007, and cuts have happened to community colleges in general, and Long Beach City College in particular, there's nothing easy about that. It's hard to make those tough decisions. But what we do, and what we continually need to do, and we realize that as a board, I realize it as a board member, that we need to work, and again, to try and get back with all our community, because it's been a lot of damage on individuals because of all the cuts, because of all the financial situation. So we are working to extend and work better with each other in the community because we hope that the economics of what's going on in this state are finally getting better. Now, I've heard some comments, and I just wanted to make sure we understand, because we talk about it as if it was in a vacuum. The vocational, you hear that a lot of times, and I just heard it again. There was a process. Ladies and gentlemen, everything's a process in community colleges, everything. There was a process. It was working with the Academic Senate, who came through and said, is your process clear? Is it being followed? Not agree with the outcome, but are we in place with our procedures, and are we following those? And we did. May not have liked the results, and usually when people show up at meetings, ladies and gentlemen, they're not there to tell you you're doing a good job. They're telling you that you are doing what we don't want. In all the years I've been on the board, I don't get people to come to me and are there to support, especially controversial items. So I want people to understand it's an ongoing effort by the board. We realize that over all these years of economics, where we've had these cuts, that hurt. But we're making an effort to reach back, but I don't want anyone to leave here and think there wasn't a process or we didn't follow things to try and help and to make sure we do it in an open, transparent fashion, and we did. And if anyone wants to argue those points, I'd like to hear them.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Sunny Zia, your response.
Well, first of all, I think we need to really focus on bringing the focus back onto the students and working together in service of the students. I have witnessed those board meetings. There is a distinction between following a process versus saying you are and creating the illusion that you are. I truly believe that we need to improve on the current communication, how we treat community members, the students, the faculty. I have personally witnessed the disrespect. Now, all we have to do is improve that. We got to work on that. And we need to focus on, again, serving the very people who are our clientele, which is the students. Let's not forget that. And the community members, I got to tell you, I work for the Port of Long Beach. if that kind of treatment was directed to any of the community members that come to our board meetings, the public and the press would eviscerate us. And they're my inspiration. The Port of Long Beach, the board is my inspiration, and I plan on following their footsteps. And really, we just have to bring the, even the best of us lose focus. Let's just bring the focus back onto the students and the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Zani. Virginia?
I have devoted 41 years of my life to making students have a better life. I've done this through teaching, and I think I was a very good teacher. I've done this through raising money for scholarships. I've done it by raising money for book grants, for faculty department grants, and I believe I've done a good job doing that. And I believe actions speak louder than words. And when a student comes to my office with a problem, I try to help that student. And my staff happens to be here in the front because I'm a good boss. And I think I'm a good boss because I'm a good listener, but I'm also a good consensus builder. And so I want what's best for the students of Long Beach City College. I was named Outstanding Colleague. That meant a great deal to me. This was about 20 years ago, which to me means that I started out being a good colleague, and I'm still a good colleague. I listen to faculty. I listen to part-time faculty. I listen to classified. And if there is a show of disrespect on board members, that's unfortunate. And it doesn't have to be that way. But I think that you aren't disrespectful if you're willing to listen to people. And I have to tell you, and I'm going to say this, Jeff, and I hope you don't mind, booing someone is not a show of respect. And And I have to tell you, one thing that I do when I'm in the classroom and when I'm in the office is I believe I'm a teacher all the time. And I try to teach people what good manners are. And when you get a scholarship, how many of you have received scholarships? Okay, great. That's wonderful. Well, we give over 1,000 a year. 1,000 a year. I'll stop at that.
Thank you, Virginia. Marshall, your response.
Okay, well, I'm a retired university professor, so part of my job, I retired from USC and came to work at Long Beach City College in 2006. And part of my job as a university professor is to listen to people and to have respect for people. And then if I'm elected to the board, which I believe I will listen. I will listen to the students, the faculty, the staff. It just irks me so much to see the way students have been treated and faculty have been treated. They have been told to sit down, you've talked long enough, you've done this or that. It's just, it's not a good thing. And I believe that needs to be changed. So that's just one part of the equation here. The other part is the fact that this board discontinued 11 vocational programs that meant curtailing people's dream to become part of the middle class. And they did it before Prop 30 came in. They did it before the new budget came in. And I'll tell you that 4 out of 5 mayoral candidates want to restore the programs at Long Beach City College. And when Jerry Shipsky, who was trying to restore the aviation program, was told, oh, it's okay, we're going to bring in a private company, a private university, and they can just do the aviation program. That's called privatization of a public college. And I am totally against that, and I will make sure that our money is used what it was intended for. Thank you.
Thank you, Marshall. We will now move on to our second question. Greg Slaughter, you will be answering first. Many students, faculty, and community members voiced opposition to AB 955. As a board member, will you vote for implementing the extension program in winter 2015? Please explain your decision.
My answer is clearly no. I will not extend it. The two-tier tuition system not only rips off our veterans, which every veteran post in Lakewood and Long Beach opposes, along with me, it also penalizes our students. I'm a veteran, and I received my degrees on the GI Bill. And the veterans organizations and the military issue a magazine. It's called the 2014 Guide to Military-Friendly Schools. They list the top 125 schools in California that are friendly to military veterans returning back to civilian life. Long Beach City College does not even make the list. They're listed as being in the unfriendly group to military veterans because of the two-tier tuition system. I want to change the topic here for a second and mention one thing. I'm not a 40-year bureaucratic administrator here at Long Beach City College. I taught here for 8 years and was recognized for bringing academic excellence to my classroom and to my students. I saved lives when I worked as a police officer, and I was recognized for it. I'm not another rubber stamp that could never say no to anything brought in by the administration. Work here for that long, you have to sometimes stand up and say, something's wrong. Let's take a look and listen to our students, listen to our faculty, listen to our classified staff who have been eviscerated by all these massive cuts that have taken place. It's time to say, I listen, I respect what you have to say, and I'll end by saying, I oppose the two-tier tuition system. Thank you.
Thank you. Jeffrey, your response.
Well, I obviously have supported it, and I'll tell you why. It provides an option for our students to have access to courses that are high demand, long wait lists. I haven't heard anyone come up with other options that we can help address one of the critical issues that our students are facing, access to courses. Our funding's been cut, it makes it even more challenging. So this is an option that we have presented to the students. If they want to take it, they take it. Let me tell you what just went through in the last intersession so you understand who finally took advantage of it. Exactly the same type of makeup of the students that took the intersession are the same students we have during the traditional academic year, whether it be their social background, their ethnic background, their economic background. We had people, including the foundation, that helped with fundraising. They were able to provide those students for, I believe it was $90 a unit, still more than the 46, but it gave them an opportunity. So I hear a lot of people answering questions or going off those questions and answering other things that I would like to respond to, but I'll stay to this question. It's all about providing opportunities and access to our students. And you've got to find solutions to it. And in this very difficult times and the restrictions you have with colleges, Long Beach City College was the one that moved forward. The others did not move forward for lots of reasons, but I'll just give you one example of one trustee at one district that didn't do it. And he said, Jeff, I actually agree with what you're doing, but I don't want to take the political fight. And my attitude is, for the students, I'll take on the fight. And that's what we've done. If you don't want to take them, don't take them. But let's get rid of these wait lists, and that's what's happening. And it's going to sunset in a few years anyway. It's a legislative issue. So if you don't want this, help me come up with some other ideas. That's the challenge.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Sunny, your answer.
Well, I'll certainly help you with the other options, and I will end this. It's unfortunate that we're the only college in the entire state that chose to implement it. Governor Brown didn't force it. He gave us the option. And this legislation was an old legislation that, although well-intended, although I'm critical of the policy, I think it was well-intended. It was prior to Prop 30. We should have let it go through. The Prop 30 funds that we all paid for with our tax dollars, we should have waited for that before implementing this. It wasn't well thought out. That's why there was the outrage with the faculty and the students in the community. That's not following a shared governance model. Now, I want to tell you, when you look at the budget, the adopted budget 2013-2014, page 20, $3.55 million is just for professional services. $205,000 is for travel and conferences. Now, these are clear areas that I find money every day in the public institution that I serve, and I plan to bring that background to the table. And this is only the unrestricted general fund. There are other ways, there are other creative ways versus putting it on the backs of the students. That's crossing the Rubicon. That goes against the fabric of community colleges. And I am vehemently against it, and I will find better ways to make sure that our students have that affordable access and we don't privatize our community colleges. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunny. Virginia, your response.
Okay, I am in support of 955. When this was presented to me, and I didn't vote for it, but it was a decision made by the board and by the superintendent, I said, okay, this has been decided, let's figure out how it's going to work. And so President Oakley and I set out to raise money for scholarships so that the students would be served. 114 students took those classes. 45 of them received scholarships that paid almost all their tuition fees. In addition, every single Board of Governor waiver student, and how many of you have Board of Governor waivers? Raise your hand. A lot, like 65% of the students. They each received a $65 per unit grant from the foundation. Came right off the top when they signed up for those 5 classes. What did that happen, also in addition to the fact that they got scholarships, is it freed up the other classes that were $46 a unit and freed them for students to take that maybe those students might have signed up for. So it allowed more students to take the lower rate tuition classes because we offered this opportunity. This was an opportunity. Nobody told them they had to take it, but certain students, perhaps entrepreneurial students, saw this as an opportunity. I can get that phlebotomy class that I've been waiting for years to take. And phlebotomy is one of the entrances into any healthcare field, a paramedic. And then lastly, I want to make a comment about the veteran comment that Mr. Slaughter made. He made that comment at the press telegram. So I went back to the veterans office because I was horrified that we are known as an unfriendly school. This is based on something called the Yellow Ribbon Campaign, and we will not say that we will pay every veteran's tuition no matter how much it is. It's a we're being fiscally responsible.
Thank you, Virginia. Marshall, your response.
Let's see. Well, of course I'm against AB 955. There's no question about that. The chancellor of the community college is against AB 955. I believe that the governor and the legislature made a mistake by passing this legislation. And I also think that it goes against the whole grain of what a community college is supposed to be about. The other thing that it does, and if completely implemented, is that we are going to have a crisis in our country of student debt. Right now we have student debt is about $1.1 trillion. And it's almost like what's happened with the housing bubble and the mortgages. Why should we add to that student debt? It doesn't make any sense to me, especially because the budget has been restored. Both President Oakley said in a press release and a newspaper article that we're fine, the budget's been restored. And Bonnie Lowenthal, who's a mayoral candidate, said we gave lots of money to Long Beach City College, and she's on the state legislature. So I think that, we have a lot of things that are going on. I think that the vision of the administration and the board as it presently is to make Long Beach City College a transfer school where there's no vocational programs and everybody kind of goes on to college. So that's what I think their vision is. I think it's a wrong vision, and I want to change it.
Thank you, Marshall.